Okay, you guys, this is week 4 of the Sampler Spree Slow Along. And in this video, we are putting together block 101, the Framed Ohio Star. Now, this is included in week 4 because the previous block, Tussie Mussie, includes use of templates. And for those of you who don't want to use templates or a specialty ruler, I've included this, which is traditional piecing methods, so that if you didn't want to do that, you could do this one instead. Now, you may have done Tussie Mussie and you still want to do this one, which is a great idea because you never know down the road if there is a block that you want to skip, you can have an extra one kind of lying in wait to take its place. Now, this is really straightforward traditional patchwork piecing. Now, one thing I will say, I would not personally have done these quarter square triangles using these methods. I think that there's a lot of room for error when you cut these triangle pieces, but I am going to follow the way that she suggests and cutting requirements in the book because I know so many of you are following the book. However, if it was me, I would make a half square triangle using these two colors, and then I would sew those two half square triangles together to make quarter square triangles. So that's what I would do, just so that we avoid the piecing with triangles and cutting triangles. There's room for error, a lot of it, when you're cutting triangles, and so I like to avoid it at all costs. So if you're like me, you may want to look into switching your method. But if you've already cut it, that's okay. It's really straightforward piecing. What we're going to do is piece together half of the square and half of the square, and then piece them to one another. And I like to do as much sewing as it's humanly possible at a time. And so I'm going to be chain piecing this. And so you'll see me grab sets. And so just watch how I grab them, and I'll start chain piecing away. Okay, folks, so after a little seam ripping from me because I didn't keep two of my triangles straight, which, see, it happens to everyone, it is now time to sew these quarter square triangles together. So we're just going to sew the two halves together, and then it'll be time for some pretty basic patchwork piecing, which is going to be super straightforward. Okay, so we are back from the pressing table, and now it is time to just do some basic patchwork piecing. So what we're going to do is we're going to sew this row together, we're going to sew this row together, and then we're going to sew these rows together in the center. Okay? So I'm going to sew this piece to this piece, this to this, this to this, this to this, and then this piece to this piece. Alrighty. All right, so now we're back from the pressing station, and we're going to do the same thing again. So this time we're going to sew this to this to this, and then the last pieces of our center to their respective rows. So let's go ahead and piece that together. Okay, so now the next stage is for us to sew these three central rows together. Okay, so we're going to sew this row to this row, and then once that's done, we'll sew this row to this row. Okay, so our center little Ohio star block, which is so cute, is completed. And now we're just going to sew the two sidebars to it. And then it will be time to pretty much complete our block. This one goes together pretty quickly.
Going to be an incredible exercise in tiny piecing. Okay, let's just set that on direction.
Okay, so now that's all put together, and now we just have to attach our rows to our central, like, focal part of the block, and we'll be complete with our framed Ohio star. Okay, folks, there you have it. It is our framed Ohio star block. And again, this is block 101 in the Sampler Spree by Susan Aki book. And this is included in week 4 of the Sampler Spree Slow Along. And this is a supplemental block that's included in case you did not want to make that tussy mussy block, including templates. Okay, folks, I can't wait to see what yours end up looking like. Use the hashtag Sampler Spree Slow Along, and I will see you in the next video.